Here we are with another Friday morning live. January 24th today, 2025. Lose track of those numbers, they fly by so fast. The month of January is already flown by. And moving closer and closer to our wonderful, rejuvenating spring day. Spring day is where everything goes back to life that was in that dormant state. Bears that were hibernating come out, and all the seeds ready to sprout, they spring up. It's just a beautiful time to witness spring. The season changes, the dry fast season changes, where we focus on going inwards and allowing the energies of the fields of the seasons embrace us, and we embrace them, so that there's a smooth transition. Just like when you do any type of traveling in different time zones through the air, what happens to the physicality if you're continuously eating versus flying dry, as we say. It's like night and day experience. Flying dry, there's no jet lag, whatever they call it, which is actually a dose of radiation. There's a lot of radiation up there. We can give the digestive system that wonderful rest that it needs, and at least 24 hours before the flight, start your dry. 48 hours would be better, but only for those who are continuously living and loving the lifestyle, and have dry fasting as part of their lifestyle, and with their wet and dry windows as part of their lifestyle, and clean minimal eating. So we stay completely dry, and our flight will be much more comfortable. We won't have to be running for washrooms. We can just close our eyes and go inwards, and let the transition of the flight take place. And that's it. And we land, we put our feet on the earth, look at the sun, reset our time clock. So that's all it takes. Just, put your feet barefoot on the ground, do some sun gazing. Your eyes open or closed, doesn't matter. A few minutes, do that, and it resets the internal clock of the time zone. It's done automatically, in autopilot, because we are in a dry fasting state. Or we can choose to continue to eat and have those jet lag feelings and the indigestion, uncomfort, when we're just eating because it's the hour to eat. They start feeding you on the plane with whatever the hell that is. It's not even food, but and go through all the discomforts, and it takes usually like about a week or at least to the body starting to adjust. It's a real real hard experience versus a beautiful, simple transition where, we can break our fast. It would be wise to do it like a day after you land, and everything is automatically reset. You don't have to worry. So these are the choices we have, and it's up to each and every one of us on how we choose to live, what level of obstructiveness we choose to live, right? It's up to each and every one of us. What level of de-obstructive we choose to live. So, eating 3 meals a day, even if it's low on the obstruction scale, remember everything we eat, consume, and eat physically has a level of obstructiveness, right? Fruit being the lowest, and then you move into leafy greens, vegetables, and then we go into, legumes, grains, then you got the animal products, you got the fleshes and the dairy, the raw dairy and cooked dairy, of the absolute highest levels of obstructiveness. If you look at the MFS food spiral, because there's no such thing as straight lines in the universe, everything works on vortices. Our blood vortexes as it's flowing. The urine, as we urinate, it's vortexing coming out. Everything works on vortexes. What do you see when you see tornadoes and stuff? These are actually destructive from the naked eye looking at them without any other thought, but they're actually bringing back balance, unless they were man-made. And even if they're man-made, to some degree, they're going to bring back some balance. But, implosion, vortex inwards, as we fast, we're going inwards, vortexing inwards. We're restoring balance automatically, autopilot. So these are the things that we focus on, right? These are the things. What's going on here? Is this thing working? I think it's working. So, stay focused. Let's keep praying for divine peace around the whole planet. Let's keep our thoughts and prayers and hearts focusing on all those in dire needs. Let's send plasma love always flowing, of the divine source, to all these places on the planet. Let's send plaf to all the evil ones, divine plaf to all the evil ones, that their hearts may soften and melt and realize what they are doing and turn themselves in and repent, so the rest of mankind could be in divine peace. Most people like to be enslaved, I guess is the word I like to use. It's a common practice since the beginning of time. Probably there's been mankind taking advantage of other men, women, and children. Slavery. Some people feel they are superior to others, that they can enslave others to do whatever for them. And as long as that thought is within individuals, women and children slave trafficking will always exist. As long as mankind keeps their focus astray from divine peace, balance, and correct conduct, we will always have enslavement of, women and children, also men. Men are being enslaved as well. Look at what's happening with the mining. They're using, men and children to mine these elements that everybody else, these corporations are using to build whatever, everything that we see pretty much comes from mining. Mining has been happening for probably thousands of years. And we continuously take from the earth because we feel there's an abundance and we deserve to take everything from the earth. But there is physically a finite source of things on this planet, but spiritually there's an infinite source. And if we can learn to tap into creating the elements through the fields, there would be no need to enslave people to mine all these elements, and we could create limitless supplies of what we need to create the things that man uses in this modern day and age. So, the choice is always yours. Where do we want to put our focus on? Is these free energy discoveries that we've always heard about and continue to hear about, and then these people mysteriously disappear or end up dead. They all commit suicide or whatever. It's absolutely diabolical that this is happening, but just think about one simple industry. Okay? If we had free electricity, how many jobs would that affect? All the power companies and all the people working for them. If we had automobiles, right, that didn't have to put gasoline, and we had free electricity, how many more people with jobs would that affect? But if we would focus on divine peace, balance, correct conduct. All these things that would benefit mankind, we could have abundance for every man, woman, child on this planet, instead of having that focus of greed, where somebody created it and they want to keep everything for themselves, all the profits or whatever, and keep everybody else enslaved. This is the way mankind has been operating. But if we turned it all around and started using all these wonderful technology and discoveries that frees everybody, so that everybody can do the things they love to do. We don't need to work. We can have the abundance continuously being created through robots, because they're here and they're not going away. Because these days, the way it's going, robots can replace pretty much anything man can do. And if ever anybody watched the series like Star Trek's, where they were, a few hundred years in the future, they didn't have to work. Everybody was doing things for the betterment of everybody else. There was no money. It's a very interesting concept, and that everybody just did what they loved to do for the betterment of everybody else. Just what a wonderful world that would be, No money. Just everything is done for the betterment of everybody else. No ownership. Why do we need to own anything? We come here with nothing, and when we leave the physical body, we're going to leave with nothing. We don't own anything. It's just a temporary lease, I guess you could say. We lease things for the duration of time that we are alive, and then the lease comes up, we leave the physical body. So everything can be thought of in a wonderful, peaceful manner that everybody benefits, But these are far-fetched ideas for most people. Greedy people will never ever want to give up the things they own, especially the ones who own the most things. It's just the way it is, right? The more we own, the more greedy we get. It's never enough. We want more and more and more. But I would love to see a world like that. That would be a beautiful place. Will we see it in our lifetime? If a miracle happens, yeah, we could see it. We can actually see that happen in our lifetime. If a miracle would happen, and we get flooded with that divine peace, balance, correct conduct, that pure love that fills all our hearts, and it would be a massive shift on the whole planet. Yeah, I can see that happening. But we all have free will, and that gets in the way. That gets in the way of many of us, and we continue to want to believe that some of us are better than others. And that's where it's at. So I hope and pray, keep the faith that the shift is happening somehow deep within our souls. That shift is starting to happen. Anybody out there got any questions? Because this is the realm of MFS, and we are here for anyone who chooses to live through the art of subtraction, lifestyle, less is more, the master fast system. You know, choosing one of the levels is the wisest thing we could do. So we have a fasting regime on an ongoing basis. It becomes a lifestyle. We learn to love the lifestyle. If we're always pointing fingers at everybody but ourselves for all the problems that we created, then there's going to be dissonance in our life continuously. If we continuously look at all the problems created are right in the mirror, we look in the mirror, there's all the problems right there, and we start seeing it for what it is, then things can start to change, and we can choose to help to be in a continuously purging lifestyle, so that we can start to have the revelations of all the challenges that we've created, and the answers for solutions start coming up, because all weaknesses come to the surface during a fasting state, inside of a fasting state. All weaknesses come to the surface. We keep singing the same song for over 10 years now, over a decade. All weaknesses come to the surface while master fasting. And one by one we can pluck them and say, I'm done with this one. Delete. Visually, just push the delete button for that. It works really well, and also writing it down is powerful. And write delete and rip it up, burn it outside. Don't burn your house down. Make sure it's safe wherever you're burning anything. So yeah, we are in for quite a ride in these next few years. Let's see where we go. With there's a tax on our freedom, the tax on our choice of, being able to purchase herbs and other natural products. There's a tax on what we are going to be able to choose to eat. There's a tax on everything. A tax, not taxes as well, but a tax meaning we're being attacked, and on a subtle basis in most ways, and then there's aggressive ways that they're doing, where for example, the truckers in Canada get trampled and arrested and charged and arrested for protesting. These are things that are complete dictatorship style, and mankind, we need to be finished with this stuff, because we never want to see this kind of stuff. We never want to see wars. We never want to see people being shut down because they don't agree with the governments and so on and so forth. But hey, the only thing they have going is fear. Keep people in fear. Keep people in fear. They've done many studies. If you keep people in fear for 30 plus days, they'll do anything you ask. And we've seen that with the lockdowns and so on and so forth. I've hoped that most of mankind has learned their lesson, that they don't have our best interests at heart, and they can see everything for what it is. But fasting lifestyle will help us see the clarity and the way things really are. There's abundance for every one of us, and you know, people can choose whatever belief system they want, but here we are, because they're not using the wonderful scriptures that have been written. You know, they have wonderful information for thousands of years, and we choose to create things in our own heads, and that's fine if we are connected with the divine creator. If we are connected, then the information brings forth clarity. If we're not connected and we're in that greed mode, we're not going to have good information coming through, and the information is going to be, oh, I deserve this, you know, why other people don't need to deserve it. I deserve it, and all that other nonsense. But anyway, there's no questions, so we'll call it a close. We'll see everybody back on in the Facebook group. We'll see everybody back on the next call, Wednesday Facebook Live, 3:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Toronto time. Wish everybody a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Keep digging. Keep living it. Keep loving it. Plaf. Ciao.